President Abdel Fattah al-Sisi received the head of the Greek electricity group, Kopilozos. The meeting tackled reviewing the opportunities of cooperation with the Greek power giant to carry out projects of electricity production out of the renewable energy resources in Egypt and transferring it to Europe via Greece through the electricity linkage between the two countries. Here are the details.
President Abdel Fattah al-Sisi issued directives to swiftly crystallize joint cooperation with Greek energy and infrastructure giant Kopilozos Group to establish renewable energy production projects. Such projects will not only serve Egypt and Greece, but also serve the African and European continents. These projects fall within the framework of making Egypt a pivotal center for energy trading. This came during President Sisi's meeting with President of Kopilozos Group, Dimitris Kopilozos, in the presence of Prime Minister Dr. Mustafa Madbouli and Minister of Electricity and Renewable Energy Dr. Mohammed Shakir al-Marqabi. The meeting tackled cooperation to implement projects of producing electricity from renewable energy resources and transferring it to Europe via Greece through establishing a maritime power linkage cable. Presidential spokesperson Councillor Ahmed Fahmy said that during the meeting, Kopilozos said he was honored to meet with the president, hailing Egypt's development, prosperity and progress in recent years. He pointed out to the remarkable progress in Egypt's infrastructure, particularly in the electricity and renewable energy sector. He further said he is looking forward to implement renewable energy projects in Egypt, which possess an abundance of solar and wind energy. Kopilozos further referred to the electrical linkage project between Egypt and Greece, saying that this project is crucial in light of the challenges faced by the whole world in the current stage. Shakir, for his part, reviewed during the meeting cooperation with Greece to generate 9.5 gigawatts of electricity from solar and wind energy in Egypt and transferring it to Europe via Greece.
President Abdel Fattah al-Sisi directed to exert the utmost effort to generate the green hydrogen in light of the growing importance of it to diversify the energy resources upon which the industrial and the agricultural development process relies. The President's remarks came during his meeting with the Prime Minister Mustafa Madbouli and the Minister of Electricity and Renewable Energy Mohammed Shakir. President al-Sisi also urged to carry out the national plans related to boosting the role of renewable energy in various domains. During the meeting, the Minister of Electricity also reviewed the implementation stance of the undergoing projects in this sector, especially those depending on the solar and the wind energy in cooperation with the foreign expertise. The head of state also reviewed the state strategy to reach 42% ratio of the renewable energy production by the year 2035. President Abdel Fattah al-Sisi received the speakers of the Arab Parliament and the councils who participated in the 5th Congress of the Arab Parliament in the presence of the Speaker of the Arab Parliament, Adil al-Assoumi. Presidential spokesperson Ahmed Fahmy stated that President al-Sisi welcomed the speakers of the Arab parliaments, stressing the Egyptian full support for the efforts to enhance the communication and the parliamentary cooperation in a way that contributes to the exchange of experiences. The President told the speakers of the Arab parliaments that the peace and stability of the Arab countries is part and parcel of the Egyptian stability. The head of state also expressed his appreciation for the decision of the Arab Parliament to focus during the current session of the Congress on the issue of food security with its growing importance in light of the global food crisis. For their part, the speakers of the Arab Parliament said that all the Arab nations appreciate the constructive political and developmental path of Egypt over the past years, which enabled it to stand before all the enormous challenges that are facing the region. The Arab Parliament had held the 5th Congress of the Speakers of the Arab Councils and Parliament to discuss a range of Arab files. The top of them is the file of the region's food security in light of the world development. The details. The Arab Parliament held the 5th Congress of Speakers of the Arab Councils and Parliaments on Saturday at the headquarters of the Arab League with the participation of the high-level parliamentary delegations. The Congress kicked off in the presence of Secretary General of the Arab League, Ahmed Abul Ghait, and Speaker of the Parliament, Hanafi El-Gibeli. The meeting discussed an official document prepared on the problem of food security entitled Parliamentary Vision for Promoting the Arab Food Security, which deals with the most significant challenges and threats facing the Arab countries in the food security file. Addressing the opening session of the Congress, Secretary General of the Arab League, Ahmed Abul Ghait, announced that the Pan-Arab Organization will host an international conference on Jerusalem. He said that the conference would aim at revealing what is going on in the holy city of the Israeli practices that aim at changing its historical and legal status. On his part, Speaker of the Arab Parliament Adil Abdul Rahman Al Assoumi expressed the Arab nations' condolences after the deadly earthquake, calling on the international organizations to offer required aid speedily to overcome the repercussions of the crisis. The conference was preceded by the preparatory meetings that include representatives of the Arab parliaments discussing the draft document to be submitted to the heads of the Arab parliaments for approval. Palestinian President Mahmoud Abbas met with the Arab League Secretary General Ahmed Abul Ghait and discussed the latest developments in the occupied Palestinian territories. During the meeting, they discussed the latest Israeli escalation and attacks, especially in Al-Quds and on the Palestinian people. They called on Israel to abide with all the UN agreements and resolutions and stop all the unilateral measures on the ground. The meeting also discussed the upcoming Arab League conference to support Jerusalem, which aims at shedding light on the suffering of the Palestinian people in the Holy Lands. In a press conference following his inspection tour of a number of factories in the 6th of October city, Prime Minister Mustafa Madbouli stressed the state's keenness to support the industrialization and increase the production of the local components. Madbouli has started the tour in a number of industrial and real estate projects. Madbouli visited an Egyptian company specialized in the lithium batteries, hailing the project that copes with the state's approaches towards the clean energy and decreasing the carbon emissions. The Prime Minister also visited another company well known for the high-level suites, hailing their competitiveness and their efforts to invade the international markets with high-standard products. Foreign Minister Sameh Shoukry stressed an indispensable necessity to reach a legally binding agreement on the filling and operating of the Ethiopian Renaissance Dam, the Jud. His remarks came at the inaugural session of the annual conference of the Egyptian Council for Foreign Affairs. The details.
Foreign Minister Sameh Shoukry stressed on Saturday that it is an indispensable necessity to reach without delay a legally binding agreement on the filling and operation of the controversial Ethiopian Grand Renaissance Dam. Shoukry was speaking in the inaugural session of the annual conference of the Egyptian Council for Foreign Affairs, where he delivered a word on the repercussions of the Russian-Ukraine crisis on the Middle East and Egypt. On the Jud, Shoukry added that the Middle East and Africa face serious water security challenges, adding that some of these countries are situated in the driest and most deserted regions of the world. This challenge, he said, is coupled with the desire of some upstream countries to control water resources without regard for the capabilities of other riparian countries. Shoukry referred to what he called as Ethiopia's stalling in reaching a binding legal framework for filling and operating the Jud. Foreign Ministry spokesman Ambassador Ahmed Abu Zaid said that Shoukry expressed his appreciation of the success of the Egyptian diplomatic bodies, referring to the crises and challenges witnessed in 2022, including the Russian-Ukraine crisis. Egypt top diplomat reviewed Egypt's strenuous efforts to interact at the bilateral and multilateral levels to contain the negative economic repercussions of the crisis on the Egyptian economy. Abu Zaid highlighted that Shukri's word tackled the Egyptian point of view, which urged defending the multi-party collective work mechanism. He said that Shukri reiterated the importance of maintaining the concept of national state, tackling the most prominent challenges witnessed in Egypt's regional neighboring countries, including Libya, Sudan and Palestine, in addition to the challenges of the climate change, including its repercussions at the humanitarian, economic and social levels. Shukri also pointed at Egypt's launch of its 2015 National Strategy for Climate Change in May 2022 and its continuous efforts to approve new sources of new and renewable energy in addition to traditional resources of energy, referring to Egypt's achievements realized by the country with hosting the 27th United Nations Climate Change Conference, COP27. He also shed light on the challenges of water security in the Middle East and Africa.
In the framework of boosting the joint Arab action in the field of security, the Ministry of Interior held a training workshop for the Arab security cadres under the title of The Modern Concepts of Security Media Applications. The workshop was held in cooperation with the Council of Arab Ministers of Interior. The event lasted for 5 days with the participation of representatives from 11 Arab countries. The workshop aimed at promoting the scientific levels of the participants in addition to exchanging the expertise. The workshop also included lectures, sessions and roundtable discussions to reach solutions for different problems like facing rumors as well as answering the demands of the citizens in a quick and an efficient manner.